Israel's Druze community continues to protest the nation-state law that defines Israel as the Jewish state and promotes only Jewish settlement as a national virtue. Thousands tomorrow will pack central Tel Aviv for a protest. Several Druze IDF officers have resigned in protest. Others are calling on fellow Druze to refuse draft duty. There have been several tense meetings this week with Druze leaders and government ministers. Dr. Amir Khnifess joins me now in studio to talk about that incident and the outrage over this new law. First, I want to ask about the incident yesterday. It was a scholarship for young Druze. Do you think this was an appropriate venue to do this, to storm the stage, to have that confrontation? Do you regret using that opportunity to do it?
Well, I didn't use this opportunity for nothing. I used this opportunity because I was invited for this event. I wanted to take this event as head of a Center for Druze Studies and as someone who's interested on Druze education. But what happened there, that the same person, Avi Dichter, who stands behind this awful law, came to the Druze community, came to the students to talk to them about this law and to explain himself as someone who's standing behind a good law. And that was the only time I could tell Mr. Dichter what I told him exactly in his office a year ago, when I told him, listen, Mr. Dichter, you are going to hurt the heart of the Israeli society. You're going to hurt those people who perceive themselves as part of the Israeli society, as part of the state of Israel, and this is the Druze community.
Dr. Khnifess, so many people say that the law is mostly symbolic. It puts into law things that were obvious or plain anyway. Why is it more than symbolic? How are you or the Druze community impacted by what's written now in the basic law?
First, it's not a symbolic law. It's a basic law. And we both understand very well what is a basic law in a state that doesn't have a constitution. This is a basic law that basically you need more than 2/3 of the Knesset members to make any changes in these laws. And now, the only problem with have this law, it's not that it's defined Israel as a Jewish state. We have a problem with this law because it doesn't say that Israel is a democratic state. Israel doesn't provide equality to all its citizens. This is our problem with these laws, and that's why we're shouting to sky to change this law. The problem here is not about the Druze community. We are making a big mistake. It's true that the Druze community are taking the front against and oppose this law, but the problem is about Israel definition, about the future of this state, and that's something that we all together need to fight against.
I want to ask you, part of the reason perhaps that the Druze are first and foremost at the center of the fight is because the Druze have been national heroes. They fight side by side in combat with their Jewish brothers and sisters. So many Druze members have given their lives in service to this nation. Do you still think Druze should report for draft duty? Should Druze still serve in the IDF or no?
My friend, we are in the forum, Druze Against Nation-State Law. We've been doing this for more than a year. And that's exactly what we're saying for all these MKs. We're saying in the bottom heart, this law is going to affect those people who perceive Israel as their state, those people who perceive themselves as an integral part of the Israeli society. Then who cares how you're going to find the state of Israel if he's not an Israeli?
But the way things stand now, should the Druze still serve? Many have said they are considering resigning or have done it.
No,
is that the right thing to do?
We said clearly, and I think that was the statement that came out of all the Druze leadership, including its religious and political leadership. Officers, troops, soldiers, officers are out of this discussion. This is a political issue. This should remain a debate within the public sphere. It has nothing to do with the army.
What about the proposal that Prime Minister Netanyahu has offered in meetings with Druze members? He wants to at least update the law, amend the law so that those who serve in the IDF, their rights are enshrined in law, protected. 3 major bullet points. Is that a fair proposal? Doesn't change the basic law, but then amends other laws to address your concerns in general.
Well, it's a wonderful proposal, but it's a proposal that we should receive it long time ago because we are full citizens of these states and we give all the we should receive all these offers long time ago, because we're part of the Israeli society and we are citizens and we are serving the army and we do all our duties. It has nothing to do with the fact that the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Avi Dichter, and their government and the Likud brought a very bad law, not only for the Druze society and Druze community, but the whole state.
Very quickly, tell me what you expect tomorrow. What message do you hope the Prime Minister hears during this long summer parliament break? Thousands will be at this mass rally tomorrow. Quickly, the message you hope to convey.
Well, I will want to say this is to the Israeli public, for Israelis, Jews, minorities, and everyone. This is the time to come to Kikar Rabin and to shout loudly and make our message clear to the state and to the government, and to tell everyone we want different state. We want a democratic state. We want an equal state, and we want a society that's based on pluralism. And this is our opportunity, and that I invite everyone to be there tomorrow.
All right, it will be a major event, a major political event. We will cover it here on I-24 News. Dr. Amir Khnifess, thank you so much for being with us on Daily Dose. Appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Great to have you. All right, we will stay in touch. We'll see what happens tomorrow.